Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making something super fast and easy and you'll never guess. Bran muffins. The best bran muffins you'll ever have in your life. They're outrageous and we're going to serve them with a honey cinnamon butter that are to die for. So, they're so easy. But before I get started, I want you to click that notification button because I want you to become a subscriber. I don't want you to miss any of my tips or videos because they're pretty good. And I love having you with me in my kitchen. I really do. I feel like you're right here with me. So, when you make a standard muffin recipe, it uses the muffin method of mixing. Let's say that real fast. So the muffin method of mixing is just 2 bowls. That's all it is. It's a bowl with dry ingredients. It's a bowl with wet ingredients. You combine the two. You have muffin batter and you go right into the oven. Easy peasy. It's really super easy to make a muffin. You can also use the creaming method of mixing, which uses softened butter instead of a liquefied fat. But here we're going to be using something even easier, which is the muffin method of mixing. All right, first thing you do, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have sprayed 2 muffin tins. Mine happen to be 6 each with nonstick cooking spray. This makes 17 standard sized muffins. Now you can make the jumbo muffins if you want. You can make mini muffins. You can make any size muffin you want. But you're gonna probably have to put batter into the muffin pan again once your first batch comes out. All you do is take the baked ones out, respray with cooking spray, and put more batter in the oven again. They only bake for between 17 and 18 minutes. You could do this for a brunch. You could do this ahead of time. Warm them up in the oven. They are amazing. Okay, dry ingredients first. 2 cups of wheat bran. Now wheat bran is the whole, it's the hull, the outside of the wheat berry, and it has a lot of fiber and nutrients. But the fun part is, this type of bran muffin doesn't taste like you grated the bark of a tree. You know the bran muffins I'm talking about where nobody wants to eat them. You want a bran muffin, Aunt Helen? Oh, no thank you. Because they taste like tree. This does not. This is awesome. So 2 cups of wheat bran you can find in any grocery store. And then I put in 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour. So this is just your regular flour, okay? And then I have 1 cup of white whole wheat flour. So these are relatively healthy. They do have a little butter in them, but they have a lot of nutrition in them, so they're really, really good. Then I'm gonna put in 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Just gives it a little something extra. I'm going to put that right in with my dry ingredients. And you're going to whisk this up. And you really want to make sure here, especially for a quick bread, any type of cake, quick bread, anything like that, you want to make sure that your dry ingredients are completely homogeneously blended with your chemical leaveners, because your chemical leaveners are going to work in tandem with everything else, all your other ingredients, the liquids, and we have an acid today. We're going to be using yogurt mixed with a little milk. I'll tell you about that in a second. And that acid is going to react and form a neutralization reaction with our baking soda, and that's going to add to our beautiful bubbles, like our air cells in our batter, and they're going to work like a football team or a baseball team, and they're going to actually help leaven this beautiful muffin. I love muffins with a little dome, and these are going to have a little dome. These do not disappoint, people. If you're going to make a bran muffin, it's going to be this one. All right, so once I'm ready to make sure that this is completely homogeneously blended, I'm going to put this aside. Now we're ready for our wet ingredients. I'm going to use the same whisk. So I have 3 eggs. Just whole eggs. Ooh, a little shell. Shame on Chef Gail. So what I'm going to do is just drag that out. You ever have a shell? That's why, good thing to crack these in a separate container. Never crack them right in the bowl with other ingredients because you can actually get a shell and not know it. All right, so I'm breaking up those yolks. I have one 5.3 ounce container of plain Greek yogurt. It can be any type, any brand you want, plain yogurt. Fat-free, regular, it doesn't matter. And then I put it into a liquid measuring cup and I just add enough whole milk or any type of milk you want. Could be oat milk, anything you want, up to 1.5 cups. I'm gonna pour that in. I whisked it up earlier. So it's similar to a buttermilk-like concoction. I sort of made my own. I sort of MacGyvered it, you know what I mean? 1 stick or 8 tablespoons, which is also half a cup, of unsalted butter. It makes it a little richer. If you don't want to use butter, you can use oil. Any type of oil you want, from coconut oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, anything. 1/4 cup molasses. Get that in there. All right, 1/4 cup, just a little bit, but it adds a really nice color and a really nice sweetness to this. This is also acidic, so this is perfect for reacting to our baking soda. We're trying to get that neutralization reaction. Baking soda needs an acid to react to form carbon dioxide gas bubbles, and that's perfect for this. All right, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Yum. Get that in there. Makes these banana muffins, Bran muffins taste extra special. And the vanilla was so intoxicating, I said the wrong word. And then I put in 1/2 cup of packed dark brown sugar. If you have light brown sugar, go for it. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to whisk that. These are our wet ingredients. All right. I think it's taking me longer to explain this to you than actually make it. Now, once I'm done with this, I'm going to actually put my whisk down. All right, I don't want the whisk anymore. And I'm going to add all my dry ingredients, and I have my rubber spatula because you don't want to overmix. Did you ever see a recipe and it says do not overmix, whether it's a pancake batter or a cake batter, especially something like muffins, which is a quick bread. If you notice, I'm sort of folding this in because I don't want to overmix. Overmixing creates gluten. Gluten creates tough muffins, and you do not want to use these muffins as baseballs. No, 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 no. You want to eat these. These are some of the most tender muffins. And another ingredient that's going to make them super tender, raisins. If you're not a raisin person, I hear you. I hear some of you saying, raisins? No way. You don't have to. Leave them out if you don't want them. Matter of fact, the first time I made these several years ago when I was testing them out, my kids don't like raisins, so I left them out. I like raisins, so I put them in. And then I started adding raisins and walnuts. Oh my goodness, what a difference. All right. Now the batter may seem a little loose to you in the beginning, but all that wheat bran, flours, both flours, white whole wheat and all-purpose are going to start soaking up the liquid ingredients and becoming delicious. 1 cup of dark raisins, yes, I'm putting them in. If you don't want to put them in, leave them out. If you want dried cranberries, chopped apricots, whatever you want, dates, anything you want. Now, if your raisins are a little old, and some of us may have some old raisins, okay, maybe if they're older than time, you may want to get rid of them. But if they're really old, put them under hot water in a measuring cup and let them soak for about 30 minutes and then drain them, and they'll be right back hydrated again, just like you bought them in the store. Now I have 1 cup of chopped walnuts. They taste even better if you toast them first, but you don't have to. And now I'm just going to fold, and I'm just mixing until blended. This is one of the most gorgeous muffin batters I've ever made. I love it. And it makes a lot. It makes enough for a crowd. So don't be afraid to make bran muffins because they are so good. Now, I have a 1/4 cup ice cream scoop, or 2 ounces, and I'm going to scoop it up. And I like to fill my muffins to the top, people. And I know people say, oh, fill them like 2/3. 4/5 full. Is she nuts? No, I'm not nuts. I like a nice little hump on my, like a little bump, like a little mountain on my muffins, because I think they just look so much better. So I'm just going to keep putting this in. If you want them to come out a little bit faster, you can spray this with nonstick cooking spray. But I'm going to do the first 12 for you, and then what I do is I sprinkle them with demerara sugar, or actually turbinado sugar, which is really sugar that is less processed. Some people call it raw sugar, but it's really not raw. It's basically got some molasses in it because it hasn't been fully processed to granulated. And it's a little coarser, and it just gives a little crunch on top, you know, that little je ne sais quoi. It is scrumptious. Oh, and when you spray your pans, make sure a little bit of that cooking spray goes across the top. They'll come out easier. Little trick. And if you notice, no muffin liners. They'll climb higher without muffin liners. Try it, it works. All right, here we go. So I'm almost ready to put these in the oven. They will bake for about 17 minutes. Check them. They may need 1 minute more. A knife, small sharp knife, should come out clean, as long as you don't jab into a raisin, because raisins are nice and wet. All right, so now I'm going to get my demerara sugar. I always say that wrong. Here it is, okay? So it's like, it's almost colored the same as light brown sugar, and you just sprinkle on top. All right, and if you see a little batter, it's been greased, so just push it back in there, you guys. You go in there with the rest of the batter, you too. And it'll form a beautiful muffin. These are some of the best muffins. Even people that don't like Bran muffins will love these. They'll love these. And if it, you know, helps you along, if you get my drift, why not? It's healthy, it's good, yummy. And we're gonna make a delicious honey cinnamon butter in a little while. So let's bake these off 17 to 18 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. See you back. So my muffins just came out of the oven. 18 minutes, perfect, perfect. So if your oven's a little hot, put them on 17 minutes. And I'm gonna show you something. These are really hot. So I'm gonna show you, I have a pretty platter, all right? Pretty muffin, little muffin platter. Look how easy they come out. They're hot. Look at this. Look at this. Easy peasy. They come right out. If you spray your pan, don't use the liners. They'll climb a little higher. And they got that beautiful dome. They have a nice little dome to them. I love it. And I can smell them. They are just delightful smelling. And now we're going to make our butter. So that's all I'm going to take out. I'm going to put this in my sink. And you know my trick, right, everybody? So you wash your muffin tins, dry them in the oven. Put the oven on like 350 and dry them in the oven. They'll never get rusty. Okay, you ready for our honey cinnamon butter? 1 stick unsalted butter, softened, nice and soft. It's going to go into an electric mixer. I have 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm just going to put it in. You don't have to do this. I'm just putting it in with 1/4 cup of confectioner's sugar, just to give a little bit of sweetness. And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of any delicious honey you like. And I'm using the same spoon I used to feed my kids with when they were little. So if you have a little spoon, a little container, I love it. It always reminds me of them. So I'm going to use my whip attachment because I want a little bit of fluffiness on my Bran muffins, a little bit of fluff. So I'm going to go nice and slow in the beginning. And be patient. You want this butter really to be soft and fluffy. And I have a nice little container we're going to put it in. And then we're going to spread our muffins with our butter. And after a few seconds, because this only takes seconds, you're going to push down because you're going to have a little bit of sugar. Sorry for the noise. A little bit of sugar. This guard prevents me from getting covered in sugar, which I have. So here we go. 1 more second. Done. Done, done, done. All right. I'll show you how beautiful this is. And it doesn't make a lot. You can easily make more. All right, so look how beautiful that is. So I'm going to just smack it out of the, oh, everything smells so good. I really should have a brunch. You want to come for brunch? Somebody bring a quiche. And we got brunch, folks. We have brunch. All right, so you see this? Put it in your beautiful little, nice little container, okay? And you are ready for a nice brunch. There you go. So I am going to serve one up. I can't help it, I have to. It just looks so good. Now I'm going to open it up, and you can just see how light raisins, walnuts, yum. Okay, I'm going to spread a little bit of butter. Notice I put it on the big half. And you can let that butter melt, and then you take a bite. Oh my God. Oh my God, I got a taste of raisin, very sweet, walnut, yum. Anybody's gonna like this. Your grandma, your kids, please make these easy bran muffins and this delicious honey cinnamon butter. It's gonna be a keeper. I want you to become a subscriber. Till next time.